Greetings everyone, this is Rosalie, and I'm a few steps outside of my house today to show you one of my most used and most loved plants, and that's Arnica. Arnica is its genus name, and there's many different kinds of species, and it's, as you can tell from looking at these flowers, in the Compositae family. Arnica likes to grow in dense, thick patches. It spreads by rhizomes, so you can see this big patch here. Looks like many different Arnica flowers, but could in fact be just a couple because of the rhizomes. If we look closer at the leaves here, there's opposite pairs of leaves. We'll find one here. And there could be 2 to 4 opposite pairs of leaves like we have here. And I don't know if you can see that well, but the stem is slightly hairy, as are the leaves. And the leaves can be shaped, kind of lance-shaped to heart-shaped. So this is kind of somewhere in between there. Of course, Arnica has a very specific use. It's often used for traumatic injuries, like sprains, strains, broken bones. Or it can also be used for soreness without injury, such as bursitis, arthritis, or just plain old sore, achy muscles. It works because it stimulates circulation. It opens up the blood vessels, and so that we can speed our healing time by getting blood both in and out of the injury. And because of that, it clears stagnant blood. So we often use it for bruises. It's very commonly used for bruises or varicose veins. It's also anti-inflammatory, so it can really help reduce the swelling associated as well. And again, that's because it's moving things in and out so well. We can use it externally, either as an oil or a salve, a poultice or a liniment, or you can even make a tea out of it and make it into a fomentation. Some people do use it internally, but that's kind of for those highly trained experts out there. It can cause side effects such as cardiac arrest or internal bleeding, but Michael Moore, in his book Medicinal Plants of the Pacific Northwest, has a good write-up about using it internally, so you could read about that. To harvest this, some people just harvest the flowers. I like to harvest the whole aerial portion, so flower, leaves, and the stem. And because it's grown by rhizomes, I just clip it, just above, like right here. So there's still some leaves below, but still plenty. And you can see here where I've harvested some in my basket already. And Arnica has a great job of aerating the forest floor. So it really helps to reduce compact forest floor, which makes room for little forest critters. It also can help stop erosion as well. So when I harvest Arnica, instead of trouncing into the middle of the patch to get the Arnica that I need, I just like to harvest from the peripheries so that I don't further compact what it's already been trying to decompact. I also like to harvest when it's dry out, not after it rained, because again, when it's really rainy out, it can further compact the tissues. And if you're harvesting a bunch of Arnica, you might want to wear gloves. But if you're just harvesting for personal use, it should be okay. One of the counterindications for Arnica is open sores, so any types of, scratches, or just any time the skin is broken. You don't want to use Arnica because it's a topical irritant, so it can increase bleeding from a wound and can also cause sores. Also, anytime if you're using Arnica a lot and you start to develop any kind of redness, then you just discontinue it. I've never had that happen to me, but there have been some reported cases of just slight topical use, topical irritation with extended use. But besides that, for external use, there's just nothing else like Arnica. It's incredible for just stopping the pain of bruises or sprained muscles. I use that a lot for people in my clinic who have sprained ankles. I always reach for the Arnica. So hope you enjoyed learning about Arnica with me today, and I'm going to harvest a bunch to make some oil as well as a liniment. Enjoy! Well, walking back to my house, I found this patch of Arnica that is much further along its way. As you can see, it's gone to seed, and it has these flower heads that are reminiscent of dandelion. So I didn't really mention in my last video, but typically we harvest Arnica flowers when they're in full bloom and they're looking bright and beautiful. Michael Moore says, if you're in a pinch, you could always just harvest the leaves as well. So, if you come upon some Arnica and it's far along like these are, and the leaves are still looking good, and you really want to make some Arnica, you could definitely try making, gathering some of the leaves and making some medicine out of that. So I just wanted to show you all some Arnica going to seed.